Hey, Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No. Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
69, dudes!
Guess what episode we're on?
69! Dudes?
You forgot the dudes.
Dudette?
Dudes.
No, it's 69 dudes.
Yeah, but I mean, we got a dudette here.
Yeah, we have a dudette here.
Oh, now I'm a dude. Okay.
Is there something you're not telling us?
Oh, it is 2024. Anything is possible, Laura.
It's like Llamas with Hats. Well, if you excuse me, I have some pictures to delete off my computer.
So, we're counting this as Laura's pick, right?
You cannot count this as my pick. I went based off of your podcast where you were trying to figure out what we were doing, and then you decided Army of the Dead, but it was a 69, so you should do Sex Drive.
Well, did we not also say Zach and Mira do a porno?
That was not on the podcast.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, I thought we did also say... Maybe we had... Maybe this was all in my head that we talked about Zach and Miro make a porno.
Zach and Miri.
And sex tape. Zach and Miro.
Miri.
I know what I'm trying to say, okay?
Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks.
Yes. Who are not people who should be... Well, maybe Elizabeth Banks. But Seth Rogen should not be in a porno.
No.
Should definitely not be in a porno.
Well, he's kind of like... Well, he could be compared to the porn king, and he's just as ugly.
Ron Jeremy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
the
as
old
ugly.
Ron Jeremy. The gerbil? Is that what is that his name? No, not the gerbil.
That was Richard Gere.
Was he called the gerbil, or was it just
Probably
a
was
gerbil?
after that.
Oh.
Come again?
What? You don't know about the Richard Gere gerbil thing?
No.
Weren't you there for an officer and a gentleman?
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention, apparently.
This is why we bring her along, is for her in-depth analysis.
That or I promptly forgot. One of the two.
We were at Lobster Fest a couple weeks ago, was talking about how podcasts need like a man in the chair. Our fellow cohort thinking about branching off on his own and is going to have someone that does the fact check. And it was like, man, we need one of those people.
Do we, though? Because then I would never have anything to say.
I was going to be like, we should make Laura the fact checker.
No,
but you know what?
And then she'd have a job then.
That is
She's
too much
terrible.
homework on top of all the other shit I gotta do, and no.
What other shit? Unless you're talking about work, in which case,
yes.
Okay. Then I apologize. I take it back. So
All work.
Well, you just got to do the Google while we're at the podcast, right?
You guys really want to be corrected that many times?
I don't, actually. Because I feel that would take up most of the time.
Yeah. Actually, you're wrong, Corey.
Just need like a buzzer.
So did we say what we're doing?
We did not.
We did not say what we're doing. So what are we doing for 69? You guys are supposed
1,
to join
2, 3. 69 dudes!
Not Bill and Ted's.
No. No. Missed opportunity.
It really is now. I wish you guys had mentioned the 69 thing earlier.
So,
Bill and Ted's has nothing to do with this.
back
premises.
in...
Except for
the
69, dude!
This was 09, correct?
8.
8? Okay, so back in 08, this straight-to-DVD raunchy comedy... There's no way this hit
This
theaters.
was a theatrical...
No
release.
way.
It actually did relatively good. It was
Really?
It was a relative hit.
How the... Anyway, all right.
Because it was 08. That's why.
That was like right when the market crashed, so I guess people needed entertainment, so...
Well, like, these raunchy comedies weren't out of style quite yet. This is kind of like the... Oh my god. We haven't even started talking about the movie yet. And I'm
okay,
already
really quick. Back in 08, apparently theatrical release. Either way, a movie came out, raunchy comedy. Not many people have heard of. Highly recommended. It's called Sex Drive. It is hilarious.
It's it's kind of the last of its of that era, right? The raunchy comedies died out shortly after this, right?
There's definitely a lot of things said in this movie that could not be in today's movies.
And, the peer pressure and everything else that's involved in this one, yeah.
And the dicks.
I feel like the homophobia kind of corrects itself in this one, though.
I mean, I feel because of what happens, and we'll get to that, but it almost makes it worse, I think.
Does it make it worse, or does it fix it?
I was going to say, I don't think it really fixes it. It doesn't really fix it, because of everything that goes on. And again, like Corey said, we'll get into that.
Mm-hmm. So, right off the bat, this thing ages itself with the chat rooms.
Yeah.
MSN chat rooms, yeah.
08, don't get into vehicles with strangers. Don't talk to strange people on the internet. 2024, get into vehicles with strange people off the internet.
Yeah, yeah. I saw that the other day, and I thought that was so damn funny. So.
But you can order a stranger off the internet to pick you up.
Yeah, that's what he's getting at. Yeah, yeah. I mean, goddamn. Clark Duke.
What happened to him after this? Because I feel
Hot Tub Time Machine and The Office.
He was in The Office?
The last 2 seasons.
I do not remember him.
But he was in more than that.
Maybe 7, 8, 9, but no.
That was right around this time, though. Like,
remember Plop, the other one character? They came at the same time.
I don't really remember the end of.
You're not missing much. So,
I heard that James Spader kind of saved it, or not really.
James Spader's voice is an aphrodisiac. I don't care who you are, but his character was meh.
So I remember him Hot Tub Time Machine, but that wasn't that long after this, or even prior to this.
2 years after.
Yeah,
2 years prior?
Saying there was 2 of them, don't forget.
Yeah. So Hot Tub Time Machine was 2010, and Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was 2015.
But, other than Hot Tub Time Machine, he didn't really do much.
No, I think he was very unconventional, even by, the fact that you got people like, we were talking about Seth Rogen, for example. Like, he kind of had carved out a niche with, the stoner thing, but, Clark Duke just tried to be the funny side. He was like Dan Fogel. I don't know if you know who Dan Fogel is, but did you ever see Balls of Fury?
I know who Dan Fogel is. Yes. He's very much a Dan Fogel type. Yes.
Dan Fogel got a little bit more notoriety because he was in Fantastic Beasts, but
also there's another Walking Dead alumni as well in this show, but Dan Fogel made it into The Walking Dead.
Oh, did he?
Right.
But that was also in the later, less good sessions.
See, and even then, even with Clark Duke, so his last movie was actually 4 years ago.
What movie was it?
It was a voiceover for Crude's A New Age.
In Crude's, eh?
Crude's was bad enough. I can't believe they made a sequel.
Right.
I think the New Age is the third one.
New Age is the second one.
Okay.
Is the second
crap.
one?
Yeah.
Who was
That
he
movie was
in
not
the
good.
Crudes?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
I didn't mind Crudes. But I have small children, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Crude's 2 is pretty funny. And you can't felt as awesome.
I actually have...
See, look at this. She said she didn't want to be our Google person.
And
Here
Googling,
she's
yeah.
Googling.
Right?
I actually have Crude's 1 I'm going to be... Actually, I've got... Oh, I forgot to grab them. I got a bunch of kids' movies to grab for your box, Jeff.
Oh, perfect.
So, and Crude's will probably be one of them on Blu-ray.
I think they need to put that in context.
So,
I have a bunch of kid stuff for your box.
We all know about the Blockbuster boxes by now, people.
Clark Duke was Thunk.
Thunk.
Thunk. Oh, he was Thunk in those movies. That's not... Being Thunk in the Crudes movie is not really doing anything. Can we talk about the donut? Why does he slide so far?
Because donuts are greasy?
Donuts are very greasy. And how many times has somebody put a dick on him?
Apparently enough, because he asked about it.
Yeah. They put another one on me, didn't they? Huh.
Oh. So we start the movie out in Ian's... I don't even know the main actor's name in this movie. And this is normally the kind of stuff that Corey knows.
I know, crap.
Yeah, generic teenage actor of the late 2000s.
Clark Duke and James Marsden are the only actors I know in this movie.
You don't know who Seth Rogen is?
Seth Green?
Seth Green.
Seth
I meant.
Green.
I
Yeah.
meant.
Yes. Besides
Or David Kruschner.
Who?
David Kruschner.
Cockner?
Cockner. Oh, have I been saying
he
his
in
name?
this?
Have I said his name wrong all these years? Well, I've never actually said his name out loud. Yeah, that David Cockner's in this. The jealous husband is, what's his name? Greg something or other. He's a big guy in Walking Dead. I guess you didn't watch Walking Dead, did you?
No.
I'm surprised.
I've never liked the zombie lore.
Oh. You didn't like Walking Dead either?
Nope.
Well, Laura, we can definitely hear you on the podcast when you're shaking your head
I
no.
did not like The Walking Dead, and I won't watch any of the spin-offs either. That's Josh Zuckerman, by the way.
Oh, well, I'm going to forget that name
Is that the
immediately.
character name or the actor's name?
The actor's name is
What-
Josh.
What's the character's name?
Ian.
It is Ian, okay. I don't know if we were getting the two confused. Anyway.
Yeah. So it starts off in the bedroom jerking off.
No, it starts off in the
the chat
bedroom
room.
on the
In the
chat
chat room.
And
Then leads to jerking off.
Because he's... These guys. Then it leads to... what's it called? The girl sent... Like, he's chatting with this girl, and he's totally, doesn't know who he's chatting to, just it's a girl, and it's, she sends pictures, she's in a bikini, she's gorgeous, so he decides to send picture, and it's of his brother.
Well, and his car, right?
And his car, which is a freaking orange GTO Judge. Absolutely gorgeous car.
1969.
69, dude.
69 dudes.
But the... sorry, I don't know how to describe these guys anymore. I love these guys.
We're the overconfident duo. Eh?
Yeah.
The overconfident dorks.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I don't even know how to describe what they're doing in there.
No,
they appear a couple different times, right?
They're kind of like Jay and Silent Bob, but A, they both talk, and B, no. But
it's getting really hard to get to the scene I wanted to talk about in the beginning of the movie. I keep wanting to go back there again. But the stepmom
Oh, you poor stepmom.
tries to come in and announce their engagement, and then he's just like hiding this fucking huge boner, and she slips on the frickin'
His underwear.
yeah.
Have you said this isn't going to be an R-rated? This is going to be an R-rated.
The
movie.
movie is sex drive. That should say it all.
This is like 2 scenes shy of being like NC-17. So
Yeah, this is pretty gnarly.
So the stepmom slips on the underwear that he just jizzed in. We'll use their term because he had a wet
They
dream.
can't see the air quotes.
Well, you know what? They damn well should.
in all fairness, there should be no air quotes because that's literally what he did.
Right.
You
But
know,
it's their term.
we're gonna have to get the camera set up one of these days.
Fuck no.
You refuse to do this on camera,
No
eh?
camera.
Little do you know, I've been filming it the whole time.
Well, that's not fucking creepy.
Well, Corey, we're not totally shocked, actually.
In your bedroom. In your basement.
My bedroom's not in my basement, though.
You haven't been
There's
in
a
my...
period between there.
I was gonna say, when was the last time you were in my house?
Yeah,
not long ago,
like,
actually.
Right? Yeah.
You're
When Chelsea
filming
was here.
his roommate? Her roommate? Not his.
I have a roommate.
Don't you have a guy living downstairs?
That's not my roommate. That's my renter.
Wow, I didn't know the terminology to use.
It's a separate portion.
Okay,
of the
you're
house.
filming her renter.
Is he hot?
You should know you're filming him.
No, he is not.
Where does Clark Duke get the confidence he has in this movie?
He's rich.
Is he actually rich in this movie?
He was in a shop having his clothes tailored.
Well,
He's trying them on.
I've had my clothes tailored before. That means nothing. I'm not exactly Richie Mitch rich here.
Okay, were you having a silk shirt that you wear every day tailored?
I mean, these pants are tailored. Just saying.
Those are work.
Short, fat men need to find the kind of stuff they can find, right?
He's dressed like Fred Jones.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think it's ever implied that he's rich. Maybe they just have... Like, this is a very unrealistic movie.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be the rich best friend.
Look at this twat blocking going on here, eh?
It's true, but she's so pretty.
Yeah, but all the other chicks that he could be banging are also very pretty.
Yeah.
Like, for reference in here, Ian's got a best friend named...
Why is your thing not still open?
Seriously,
Hurry, he only has so much air.
Lance.
No!
The girl!
The girl!
Well, his best friend is actually Lance. Felicia.
I knew that. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Not to be confused with fellatio.
Right?
Felicia?
Fellatio.
Bye, Felicia.
Anyway.
Moving on. Yeah, Felicia's a twat blocker in this movie. Do I need air quotes?
She's a twat blocker because she likes him.
Yeah. Come on.
You have to.
Does that make it fair?
Yes.
You know, she's totally friend zoned him. Like at the beginning of this movie.
At the beginning of it.
At the end, she's not friend zoning him anymore.
Well, they did go on a trip together.
Well,
where
he's like going to have sex with a random stranger off the internet.
He's going to see Grandma.
So, of course, as always in these raunchy comedies, there needs to be some contrived lie and misunderstanding that's going to inevitably lead to some sort of blowout between the lead male character and the lead female character.
Who start out as friends.
Mm-hmm. Does that happen in American Pie, actually, now that I think about it? It's happening like... I know it happened in Fired Up.
Yeah, but no.
It happened in 10 Things I Hate About You.
It doesn't happen in American Pie.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in American Pie. The quintessential raunchy comedy.
Jason Biggs never had a girl until the naughty incident, and even then he never really had her. And then it wasn't until the end of the movie that he got used by Michelle, and he's like, okay, cool, but I kind of like this girl. And then it wasn't until part 2 that he ends up with Michelle. But
is there ever any contrived, I'm lying to you for the right reasons?
That happens with, what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin and Vicky.
Because American Pie is 4 or 5 separate raunchy comedies mashed together. So yes, there is the one in there.
Yeah, because it's like, enough of this blowjob bullshit, I need to get laid, and of course she happens to be standing right there, and...
I'm pretty sure it happens in She's All That. I can't remember that movie, but I'm pretty sure it happens.
I'm trying to remember.
Is She All That raunchy?
No.
No, but that was like one of the biggest
that's kind of what
contributors to Not Another Teen Movie, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that really starts leading into all this.
And Not Another Teen Movie had it.
Yeah, well, of course, Not Another Teen Movie.
Because it was spoofing all those movies.
Yeah.
So.
I love in Not Another Teen Movie where it's just like, oh, I'm so plain. Takes off the glasses, shakes her hair. I'm a genius.
Yeah. Ew, her glasses and her paint-covered clothes. Ew.
Well, that's what the whole premise is if you're a geek, then you're not hot. So,
is Ian right for lying in this? Because I feel like he's not. I feel like if he was to tell his friend, hey, I'm heading out to fucking bang this girl, I think she would have went for it.
Meanwhile, his little brother's getting more action than he is. So.
Like, oh, what are you doing here? You're here to visit me. Yeah, is your brother home?
He's 14. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to smell my finger?
So he does.
I think you put that in the wrong hole, man. Yeah. Oh, this movie's so gross.
Yeah.
So
back to chat.
Back to the chat rooms, eh?
And you know what's stupid is the picture that she showed is actually her.
Yeah. So
weird, eh?
Right?
This movie had some refreshing things for its time, like for the raunchy comedy. I thought the Amish angle was actually like a refreshing joke I'd never heard before. I like the angle with the brother gets off the fucking rails, angry about the card, the James Marsden character.
Yeah.
Like, just off the fucking rails.
He was just angry about everything.
Well, it's because
He
of
had
a
a
reason.
secret. Yeah.
Because he had a secret. Yeah.
I love the freaking Amish thing, like with the party there. Rumspringer!
Well, and Seth Green, like, getting payment about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, we can love just fixing people's random vehicles. Oh, yeah, fuck.
We'll do it for free.
Just full of sarcasm.
Yeah.
And when he's pulling them over, I'm just like, I miss sarcasm. It's lost on my people. I feel like Seth Green was successful, but like not successful enough.
I don't think he ever wanted to be a lead. I think that was his thing. Like, he was always a perfect ensemble cast, but he never was a lead.
Except for Robot Chicken.
That doesn't count.
Why doesn't Robot Chicken count?
Is he
It's
the
a
voice?
voiceover?
Yeah.
But like he created it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, and?
But that makes him a lead.
No. That makes him the creator.
There are some people that are better backups than leads.
Yeah, and they embrace it, right? So, and I think he's one of them. Like, he is amazing with other actors.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it dates back to, like, It. Back in 1990, he played Richie, right?
Yeah,
and
Is he in it?
he was
In
Richie.
the original,
Oh.
he
Yeah.
was Richie.
And he was good back there. And then, I mean, Buffy. People,
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
he was in Buffy. And
Yeah.
he was great in Buffy. And then just everything he's done. Like, Austin Powers, it was kind of... really brought him on the map, I find.
It was Austin Powers.
Yeah, and then Without a Paddle was really funny. And
Well, Austin Powers was done during the same time that he was on Buffy.
I might
but
have
at the same
been
time,
guessed...
Buffy was a very niche crowd when it came out.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
I disagree with you about that being a niche crowd. Buffy was huge.
But it wasn't like Joe Blow, house mom is not watching Buffy.
My school had there'd be watch parties for Buffy.
Oh, really?
That's what you did. You came to school the next day and did you see what happened on Buffy?
Did you watch the episode? And yeah, no, I remember those because
I was like that with Married with Children and X-Files.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember being like that with X-Files. I definitely do not remember being like that with Married with Children, but
I am old, so...
it was hard to stay up that late because Married with Children is on at midnight,
Yeah.
right? Oh. Things to bring on the trip for sex.
and the only thing he crosses off is condoms.
He's very
he-
similar to Jason Biggs' character in American Pie, but
He
more
almost...
awkward.
He kind of... No, he's not more awkward.
In-
I feel like he's a less... That poor stepmom. That just...
he really should just close his door. Just saying.
Yeah. He's not doing it. She's trying to get the fucking condom off her head. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's playing with the condom, he's stretching it around, and all of a sudden it snaps on his hand and lands right on the head of the stepmom.
She just thinks he hates him. Or hates her. Those are normal looking clothes Clark Duke's wearing right there.
Sure, and the Asgard?
What's wrong with the ass guard?
Fred Jones.
Ascot?
Or Ascot,
Ascot.
thank you. But
Well,
Fred
yeah.
Asgard.
Asgard.
Yeah, he's got a mythical...
Asgard. Okay, I was
There's Thor hanging around Fred Jones's neck.
I was
For Ascot!
I was watching Thor today, okay?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I was watching Thor while I was dealing with the veggies.
I kind of want to watch the first one again.
That's what I was
Yeah,
watching.
I haven't watched the first one in a while.
I don't like the first one.
I like it for what it was. Like, it was an awkward entry in the franchise, but I liked it, so...
I would say, and this is saying a lot for a movie that has Love and Thunder in its things, I think it's the worst Thor movie.
No.
Yeah.
Did you
say
watch
the,
Love
say,
and Thunder?
Say the awkward thing out loud. I liked Love and Thunder for the most part. Hey, Love and Thunder's got its issues, don't get me wrong, but I liked it for the most part.
I like
least
it.
favorite Love and Thunder, I hated Ragnarok, and yeah.
What I never understood was people who loved Ragnarok and hated Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that I don't get. They're basically the same.
Yeah,
style
they're
of movie.
very similar. And I didn't love Ragnarok the way some people loved Ragnarok.
I don't understand why people love
It's
Ragnarok.
not love or hate for me. It's the introduction of the characters. So the first Thor, yeah, it sucked. I didn't like how they introduced Thor, but I did like how they introduced Loki. Ragnarok, I like how they introduced Hela.
Weakest Loki entry is the Thor movie. That's the weakest the character, like, the least, not the weakest, but the least good.
For what it's worth, I haven't watched it in so long I forget how they introduced him.
He's just kind of there, but
He's
a
very-
dick right off the bat. So
Loki's very meh in the first. James Marsden's such a fucking dick in this movie.
He is honestly my favorite part of this movie.
Like, there's a guy who I thought was going to, like, be a big star one day.
I don't, yeah, like it almost seems like maybe he got married and she didn't want him to do I'm digging. I don't know what it is. He was like
He never had
really like he's like holy crap, this guy is good. And then like even like in Enchanted, he was really funny in Enchanted too. But yeah, he never really broke through.
or was it too much of a typecast for him too?
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. This isn't a typecast in this movie, though. Like, this is very different than what he's ever done.
Yeah, James Marsden didn't generally do vulgar or anything like that. Like he always played the sensitive, sensible guy. Like, and then like he did Hop, right? Which was awful. But
Never
he
seen
did
Hop.
Sonic, which he was awful.
Sonic was good.
Yeah, that's why I said he. I stressed that one to he.
Oh, yeah. He was... Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a weak point of that movie.
yeah.
But there wasn't much to work with there either.
Yeah, I mean, you're working with a green screen essentially. So.
Yeah. He had the leading man look, but I think his problem was his most prolific role was behind that Cyclops mask.
Yeah.
I think that was the problem because he was unrecognizable, right?
Probably.
They replaced him in the third one and nobody even noticed.
They did?
Yeah.
Right? Shows
Right?
how well we noticed.
I'm pretty sure they replaced him in the third
Huh.
one, didn't they?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look
He
this
gets killed in the
up.
third movie, I know that. So.
Maybe it was somebody else that got replaced in the third one. There was somebody that guessed, like, I thought it was Cyclops. Like, they were just like, yeah, we're just going to replace this actor, and nobody noticed. Look at this twat blocker. She just shows up, they're taking the judge out the driveway, and then she's just like, oh, I'm coming over for the weekend.
No, he was Cyclops in Cyclops 3. Or in Cyclops 3.
In Cyclops
X-Men
3.
Yeah. Jesus, I'm tired.
He was X-Men in Cyclops 3.
Yes!
Who was the one that got replaced then? There was somebody that got replaced, and then they went to go... They went... was it Brent Ratner who directed the third one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And Bryan Singer directed the
First two.
The first two. And there was somebody who went from the X-Men movies to the Superman movie with him. And now I can't remember who it was because I thought it was James Marsden for some reason. Yeah, Brandon Roth wasn't in any of the X-Men movies, was he?
No.
Unless he was Cyclops. And we just didn't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
So generic.
Brandon Routh is a pretty generic looking dude himself, so yeah.
Well, that can
Yeah.
happen. Oh.
I want that car.
But I think it's time for a quick break, guys.
Alright. Bye. See you soon.
And we're back.
You know what's funny is all they hear is like a blip. And we've been like talking for like 10 minutes.
Yes.
So we just watched the scene where the Clark Gregg character is sleeping with the sad lady from the gas station and the jealous husband comes in. How the fuck did he survive getting ran over?
Movie's got a movie? And then they come along like Ian and Felicia and just plow him over with their car. Meanwhile, their car is fine, not dented or anything.
Yeah, not a single dent on that thing.
So, to answer your question for how he survived, Jeff, have you not paid attention to any of the horror movies that Corey and I have had you watch?
Well, I don't remember a horror movie where someone got ran over by a car and lived. Normally in a horror movie, you run over somebody with a truck and they die.
The bad guy always lives.
Well, this is true. Normally, they hit them and he goes flying. And then you're just like, where did he go? And then,
meanwhile, Jason took a machete to the head in part 3
and lived.
Yeah, made 7 more movies.
This is why you need to back over them.
Actually,
3 or
8
4
more
times.
movies.
Yeah.
Here's the Seth Green scene.
Oh, the Amish. I love this when he lists off all the automotive parts. Yeah, enjoy your spaceship, Rocket Man. Enjoy your future ride, Spaceman.
Because I know nothing about the 1969 judge and
the Greg Kuchner, David
Kochner.
David Kochner. I've been saying Kuchner for years.
I heard it once. That's the only reason I know.
He's the creepiest. Like in this movie, he just fucking looks.
He's creepy in every movie.
But he looks particularly creepy in this movie.
Good throw.
Is that a good thing to be in Hollywood and be like the creepy looking dude? Because you're going to have work for years.
Yes.
As long as you don't mind being the creepy dude.
He's always just that perverted guy, you know? Like, the least perverted thing I seen him do, he still was slightly perverted, was Waiting. And
he was in Waiting?
He was the boss, the manager.
Was he? I don't remember that. It's been a long time since I've done Waiting, or I've seen Waiting.
But at the same time,
Waiting?
At the same time, he still wanted to hook up with the 17-year-old server, so, yeah.
I think he was the old guy in Out Cold, and I don't think he's perverted in that one.
I don't remember
that one.
Oh, you guys never seen Out Cold? That was one of my favorite stupid raunchy comedies, is Out Cold. That's a guilty pleasure of mine if I had one. It's about a ski hill. And, it's very good.
I've seen Ski School.
I was going to say, that sounds like a perfect opening to a horror movie. It's on a ski hill.
It's on a ski hill. Has there ever been a ski horror movie?
Yes.
What movie?
There's been a few of them. There's the one where they're trapped on the ski lift. There's the...
Yeah.
There's a few.
That's what I was thinking of, and I can't think of the name, but I can see the cover of it and everything, so...
I've never heard of that before. Yeah. So, too much, the peeing in the radiator? Was that too much?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, if they actually, would have gave the creepy guy a ride, they would have had lots of pee.
Yeah, but he wouldn't pee in the radiator. He said, no, I'm not going to pee in the radiator.
Well, then I wouldn't give him a ride either.
If he would have peed in the radiator, maybe they wouldn't have had to go get rescued by Seth Green.
I think it's funny because the amount of ammonia in pee, that would evaporate in like a second.
You just need some sort of liquid, right?
Yeah.
But
again, you'd get it for like a second.
That was their thought process.
Yeah.
I love the friggin'... Like, is that a titty calendar on the Amish's box? Oh, Raumspringer.
I honestly, every time they do that, the Raumspringer.
I don't remember
I laugh
anything about Raumspringer starting on the colony, though. I thought they actually had to leave.
They probably
did they call it a colony with the Amish?
Yes, I think so.
Because that's the Hutterites are on colonies.
I think they call it.
I think they still do.
Yeah.
Do they? Okay. I actually don't know any Amish people, so I don't know.
I've met more Mennonites than I have Amish, but it's like splitting hairs a lot of times too. So
Mennonites is different than Hutterites and different from
Amish.
I know,
but they're so painfully close to each other. So
not really.
Aren't they though?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you positive though?
I've worked closely with a Hutterite or two in my day. I grew up beside a Hutterite colony, right? And I've worked with some Mennonites. and
I
they're
remember
very
who that was.
different.
It was big.
Oh, that was Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out who the band was?
Anyway.
Do you remember the ending where it's just like how they got them to do the gig?
Yeah, didn't they do a favor for them too?
Yeah, they were. They repaired the bus.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's not a colony. It's a community.
Yeah, I thought it was an Amish community.
Pretty much the same damn thing.
Not really.
I said
Boobies!
pretty much.
Amish boobies.
Rumspringer!
This part of the movie really gives this movie its own identity, doesn't it? And gives it a little bit of the heart that some of these movies are lacking.
Well, and it's funny because this movie could have gone on just as well without putting heart in it, but it did put heart in it, and it's funny that they gave it to Clark Duke. So, I mean, they gave the heart with the main characters at the end, but yeah. So
I don't think that's not going to help.
there'll be another ad.
That's stupid.
We're watching on an app that has commercials. Laura's angry.
Freaking
Commercials?
I don't like commercials.
We don't even have to watch that many. You have to watch 70 seconds worth of commercials.
That's a lot of commercials.
That's more than standard TV.
I don't think that's true.
That's inaccurate, yes.
Yeah.
No, well, if you watch it the way that I do, then...
Old TV shows used to last 23 minutes without commercials, yet a half hour with commercials.
Yeah.
So that's 7 minutes worth of commercials in a half hour.
I always got
Divided
up
by
and walked away
carry
from
on.
them, so... You just have to watch commercials the way I do. Get up and walk away.
Mm-hmm. You millennials, you guys are just, you need everything right now. Us zillennials are not like that.
Oh, now you're on the millennial bandwagon. Sure.
I don't understand how you weren't born earlier, Jeff.
I was having this discussion with somebody from work about owning a home. And like I was like, oh, you own a place up in Edmonton? That's awesome. Because she's got a house up in Edmonton. And then I almost feel bad about like talking about home. Like, oh, it's so hard to like for home ownership and like up in downtown the city. It's really tough. And she's like, yeah, my parents kind of helped me. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like par for the course with our generation, isn't it? It's just like home ownership by yourself is like next to impossible for a lot of people, right? I'm saying that, and we all own our own homes in this house, but in this podcast, but it's a huge problem for our generation, right?
It is.
But I was like, especially with your generation, it started with mine for sure. But buying a vehicle, everybody's like, "Oh, check out my vehicle." Yeah, your mom bought it for you. Shut up.
Yeah.
Everything I've had in my life, I've had to work with on my own. So, with the exception of the odd thing that Lisa's mom helped out with, but that again, few and far between. We did like we paid for our wedding ourselves. We paid for our house ourselves. We paid for our vehicles ourselves.
I had a little bit of inheritance money that helped me pay for my first home, but it wasn't. I didn't get like 20 grand or anything like that. Like I got a little bit to help go towards the down payment. I still had to come up with the rest myself, right? So it's really not to say I did everything completely by myself, but mostly by myself.
And even for me, like I never had that help. I didn't get a brand new vehicle right off the bat. I got a beat up piece of crap, which is how I think everybody should start
Dodge
off.
Omni.
An Omni?
Oh fuck!
I've
Bubble
never.
on wheels.
What the fuck's a Dodge Omni?
Piece of shit is what it is.
Take a punch buggy and make it rounder.
And
Yeah,
rounder, eh?
Yes.
it was pretty awful.
It's like a clown car. Just
And the worst part is it was a manual, and the clutch stuck, and there was no leg room. So when I would drive it, I literally had to have my knee up to my chest to get my foot off the clutch. So I refused to drive it. So
What about you? What was your first car?
actually, it was a Dodge Caravan.
Oh, see, there's nothing wrong with a Dodge Caravan.
Nothing wrong with a
that
Dodge
was
Caravan.
my third car.
That was my first and second vehicle, was both Dodge Caravans, and now I'm driving a Jeep.
My first vehicle, I look just like these Amish boys tearing apart the engine of a Volkswagen Jetta. Those things...
Jettas are freaking reliable vehicles.
They are.
I bought mine for $300 and we had to rebuild the engine with this old German fellow. And fuck, you could rebuild that thing with like a screwdriver and a pair of hose clamps. Like, it was amazing what we did to that little engine. And then I cooked it on a road trip. Or not a road trip. I was working up at Athabasca. I was having engine troubles up at Athabasca. And it got me home. I was still living at home. I got to the farm. And it just died right there.
Never to live again.
Yeah, I had melted everything. The engine was like a smoldering block.
So it literally got you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Where it just would not go. And
it got me home from Athabasca, and that was all it needed to do. It was like, okay, Jeff,
And that's
I've
a
had
decent
enough.
drive too. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I was young. I was 19. I was still living. I might have only been 18 because I was still living at home at the time. And no, I must have been 19 because I think I had just turned 19 when I got the job. And I wasn't good at driving at that time, so like a long drive for me. Oh my God, the dreams about the car here, eh? The James Marsden character just woke up to having a dream about his brother, Ian, eating like Pop-Tarts, or what was
I think it was
that?
like a jam-filled donut or something.
Like a jam-filled donut all over the car, and he realizes that the magnet box has no key in it.
that was a lot of jam in that donut, too.
Yeah, it was a dream and all, so.
Mm-hmm. Don't you love how Clark Duke... we have to take a quick commercial break here, guys. And we're back again.
My bad. Sorry about that. That was me.
That'll happen. No one in podcast world needs to know what happened.
Nope.
For all you know, Corey got called out to murder a man and bury them in the Arizona desert.
We'd still be gone. Just saying.
But they don't know how long we were gone.
That's true.
We have traveled into the future,
It's
right?
been 46 hours.
James Marsden gets ditching the bike.
I like when he goes to drop kick the garage and like biffs it.
Yeah, and he misses it. I'm sure that was an outtake that they just kept in. Oh.
Mine was the Hey Evil Knievel, you want to move your bike out of the middle of the road?
Oh, he gets...
So his parents went with him to watch him race, right?
Yeah, like, I feel like his parents would be pissed. Evil Knievel. Oh,
I'd stick the dog on him when he's chasing me.
I mean, it's a golden retriever. What are they going to do?
Lick you to death? I don't know.
So who would have thought the Clark Duke character would fall for an Amish girl, eh?
Yeah, and that... Oh, this is awkward.
The glory hole?
Yeah.
Oh, the glory hole scene. Oh, this is... Yeah. Oh, I guess we're up next. Oh my God, and he coughs. I never caught the cough before.
Guess he didn't spit.
Oh, how many movies can get away with a glory hole, right? Like this and Porky's?
Ha. Porky's couldn't get away with Porky's anymore.
No, that it cannot.
Oh yeah, they remade it, didn't they? Did they remake Porky's?
No.
I don't think so.
I thought there was a remake of Porky's. Never mind. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think any of those like 80s raunchies could get remade today without being boring as fuck.
Oh yeah. Like, you know the dick is there. Where's the dick?
Oh,
he's just waiting.
So, contrary to everyone's thoughts of us now, we're really not this bad.
Yeah, if there was ever a movie we did that would get us canceled, it's definitely this one, right? We're not even doing the unrated version.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it would be this one, honestly.
What other movie would get us
There
canceled?
was a few us going in and Corey's boobs.
You
Constantly.
do like your boobs. You're a bit of a boob man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like there's worse things. Like boobs are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Laura,
it.
your opinion on boobs?
If I could chop mine off, it would be wonderful.
I see. We always say you're one of the guys.
Okay, you know what? You guys carry these things around and tell me how you wouldn't have back pain.
Look at the size of mine. Come on, like
I don't know that big.
I'm pushing them out there. I'm pretty close.
Okay, so B cup and like double D. So
Thinks I'm a B cup. Milk brings the boys to the
well,
bar.
when you
Damn
push
right.
them like that, then yeah, B cup.
So
Otherwise,
Neil
A
Patrick
cup.
Harris on Twitter once, somebody said, for a guy who always played such a chick dude and like Harold and Kumar and all that stuff, I can't believe you came out gay. And he's like, boobs are so cool. And Neil Patrick Harris like, yeah, boobs are the best.
I feel like even the average woman is just like, yeah, boobs are cool.
Most women have no problems talking about other women. That said, most women are quicker to put down other women than men are. So.
Yes, very much so.
Because women are catty.
Look,
I will not disagree with that.
Yeah. I may be... I don't want to say pervert. I'm not quite there. I'm pretty damn close. But I may be a sexist.
you're perverted.
So you know that
But-
I didn't have to sign that agreement because I would have been fired, right?
Didn't have to sign which agreement
The
for...
sexual harassment agreement.
Sexual harassment panda.
I had to sign. So they put out the agreement saying that, you know, sexual harassment could result in you getting fired, and I was one of 2 employees that did not have to sign it.
So you can't get fired for sexual harassment.
Not at my previous job, no.
Nice. Nice. Dave, if you're listening, and
Oh,
Laura...
he wasn't the front end of it. He was not the front end of it. He signed that one.
If you got sexually harassed by Laura...
I am not sorry.
Were you harassing Mike?
No. No, not Mike.
Wasn't Roger's kid, was it?
Oh, fuck no.
I was like, I'm trying to go through the list
He's
of
like
all the
a little
employees in my
Brad.
head. So.
Now we're going to
Brad.
figure out who Laura
All right,
sexually harassed.
Hey, Brad sexually harassed us as much as I did, so it was all good. We only targeted each other.
Aww.
Aw. Mutual sexual harassment.
Right?
Turns out Nikki might have a problem with that, but
Yeah, okay.
But not Mark, eh?
Yeah, he's used
Nikki's
to me.
scary.
Like, I'm not going to say Mark is scary, but, like, I feel like we should say Mark's
But you know what?
scary.
So when you're looking at the terms
I
of
guess-
sexual harassment too, compared to what we would do, like it's like us sitting here talking. Except for Brad and I were a little bit worse.
Stop fondling your coworkers.
There was no fondling, damn it.
She can't say that out loud because of sexual harassment.
You guys
Neighbor
might
she's
get
wrote about?
canceled.
Brian Hossein, I love him too.
Who?
Who?
You guys pointed at the person that I
Brian
can't see.
Hossein.
Brian. Oh, yeah! He always plays that weird, awkward guy.
Yeah,
He looks like he'd be the most weird and awkward guy in real
he's a
life.
metalhead too. Like, if
Is
you
he?
ever like, yeah, he. Oh, right. That many thinks he's hooked up with this girl, and then they're all like part of this virgin group and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Him. He's in
Oh.
Devil's Rejects. He's in the Sarah Silverman Show. He was in Big Bang Theory.
And his name here is Michael.
Yeah.
Look at this girl clearly trying to, like, lure him into this abstinence truth.
Yeah.
I'm saying it wrong, aren't I?
You
Abstinence.
were pretty close. That's why I didn't say anything. So
Yeah.
I was
Look at
proud
me.
of you,
Me
so.
speaking good. Like, Jeff's going to fuck up this word really bad.
I've
He, like,
learned to
kinda
give
fuck-
up when you talk half the time because I'm like, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong.
I used to tell my old coworker, Luke, if you're listening, hey, you're probably not, but I love you, buddy. I miss you. That sometimes you gotta listen to what I mean and not what I say. And he'd always say, I fucking hate that saying, Jeff. Fucking hate you for that. But it's true. You gotta listen to what I mean, not what I say.
It's like saying do as I say, not as I do.
That's like watching South Park. You don't watch it for what you're seeing, you watch it for the message they're conveying, and it's amazing.
Except for when the message isn't amazing.
But they actually have generally a good message nestled in there. They just cloud it in frickin' South Park.
So I feel like this whole fucking thing is like...
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's like World Financial Group, but for abstinence.
For not
Becky,
having sex.
If you're listening, we love you.
I regret nothing.
Abstinence. Extreme. Everything still had an X in front of it back in 2008, eh? Yeah. Oh, get off. Wow. Guest misses it. Some of these guys look like virgins for sure. You know, he's definitely a virgin, and he's just well established in this, so it actually makes sense. But, like, why would you put the change rooms so close off stage?
It wasn't even the change room. They literally just got off stage and started stripping.
Like, how do you expect him to listen to this powerful message of this pregnant teenager?
I have a feeling that the rest of them were told just keep your eyes straight forward.
Well, you should be listening to what she's saying, at least.
And boobs. They take their vitamins.
They're like teenagers.
Those are not teenage boobs.
I know. Those are portraying teenagers.
Yeah.
I wonder what her story was that he wasn't listening to. Like, do you think she
was with her boyfriend in the back of the car, and they were both naked, and then they had sex.
The beautiful thing about Sex Drive is that everything ends up on the internet on Sex Drive.
Yeah, right?
Which is like the honest truth about the day. Like,
yeah.
Leaking Ladies, where she's taking a piss in the fucking radiator. The Stiffy. What was the Stiffy website called? We just seen it. Like, Awkward Wood or something like that.
I never paid attention to the web names. Just
basically everything ends up on the internet. Oh, you know, he totally could have got head, you know?
Yeah.
I would have, like, just take the head that you're going to get.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, do we need to take another commercial break here, Laura?
No.
Yeah, I would have blown, you know. And she smokes her in the face. Cat fight! Cat... You know what? I'm going to say this out loud. Cat fights, not that sexy.
Depends if they're, like, not real. The not real ones are sexy. The real ones are kind of scary, actually.
Even the not real ones. Oh, I'm not going to mention any names, but you guys know at least one of these friends that were involved in this altercation.
Wasn't this Carrie Fisher as the dentist, or am I thinking of a different movie?
This is definitely not Carrie Fisher as the dentist in this.
Oh, what was I thinking of?
Fanboys.
Yeah.
Carrie Fisher was the dentist in Fanboys?
Yeah, because they had, like, Star Wars characters in it, but they didn't play. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, go on.
There was a cat fight at school where, like, these two girls that will remain nameless. So, he's another...
That's Kripke.
Yeah, he's another
Big Bang,
alumni, right? There's a couple Big Bang alumni. There's a lot of TV show big names. Like a couple guys from Walking Dead, a couple guys from Big Bang Theory. Like, arguably the biggest movies around the 2008 time, right? Mm-hmm. When did Big Bang come out? It's like 2008, 07? It's right around that time, and Walking Dead was right around 2008, 07.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Walking Dead was much later than that.
Maybe. Walking Dead could have been 2010. But not much later than that. Because they've been off the air for a few years now, right?
2007 for Big Bang.
Okay.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Latest is 2010 for Walking Dead.
In 2010.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, right around the time, right? Anyway, what was I saying about something?
Story.
Oh yes, there was a cat fight at school where like it was just like, hey, I'm gonna beat you up, and then this one chick decides, okay, I've had enough, and pow, one fucking punches this other girl. It wasn't much of a cat fight, but it was hilarious how much shit talk this story's better when I can say the names. Because now I'm gonna say this one girl hit this one girl this one time.
But both Corey and I know this girl?
Not the one that got her fucking face punched in, but you know the one who did the punching. So...
Have I seen her recently?
I am not going to tell you whether or not you've seen them recently, but, you know...
I have 2 guesses.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say them.
Yeah,
but I have
don't
2
say
guesses.
them on air.
Yeah. And I guarantee one of them's right.
It's not your first guess.
You don't know who my first guess is.
I think I know who your first guess is. Yeah. Anyway, when we take our commercial break, you guys can tell me your guesses and figure out who cold-cocked who.
Why don't you... Do we know the person who got hit?
I don't think you guys do.
Then we'll just guess the...
Yeah. I don't think you guys know the cold-cocked E, but you know the cold-cocker. Yeah?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah,
that checks out.
Yeah. So, we were discussing this on the little break there, but this movie doesn't exactly have the type of plot that is conducive to talking about it.
Was that why we've talked about the plot so much in this movie?
That we barely talk about the movie, and the plot stuff we have is more of like you had to be there thing. So, regretfully for this pick of a movie, but at the same time, I'm just happy to watch it again.
So we were going to do our top 69 movies, our top 3.
I thought we were doing top raunchy comedy.
Well, yes, because it's the 69th episode. Our top 69 because of raunchy. Because 69, Laura, you younger generation might know. There's a position in which a man gets on a woman.
When a man and a woman love each other very much.
Yeah, and then like the legs are that direction, and then
okay, so do you want the top porno movies or the top actual raunchy comedy?
Well, it would have to be raunchy, but has to do with the number 69.
Okay, so this ain't the Munsters it is.
What? This ain't the Moonsters? This is
Munsters.
Monsters?
This ain't the Munsters.
I don't think
As
the
in,
Munsters...
like, the show that came out in 1969?
Yes.
Where they have, like, the Frankenstein butler? No, the Frankenstein butler was Addams Family. He was a member of the family.
Yeah.
No,
the Frankenstein was Herman.
Herman Munster. Yeah, he was the main character.
Fred Wynn. Freaking absolute gem. Anyway.
Okay, so we're going to do our top 3, right?
Top 3.
Okay.
We're already at 57 minutes. So.
In no particular order, top 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Laura, do you want to go first? What's number 3?
Blockers.
Ha!
Yes. Blocker's a good one.
Yes. I was thinking about that movie the other day, actually. I want to watch it again. I think I might have to buy that one.
Right.
I really love that movie.
That one was good. And John Cena's character in it was just...
Butt chug.
Right? Yeah.
John Cena's an underrated actor, in my opinion. Like, he's funny, right?
He is. And I actually I liked him in Blockers. He's the single dad and his kids going to prom.
He definitely was not single.
Yeah, no, he was a single dad at the beginning of that one. Or no,
he had the East Indian wife
he
or
was
whatever.
the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, stay-at-home maybe,
Yeah, I thought he was like the super dad or whatever the heck.
because he had, like, said that East Indian wife, because he had the East Indian kid.
Yes.
Corey, what...
Pardon me if I sound racist, I didn't know what they were, so...
Well, East Indian is a...
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm just saying, I don't want to be generalizing because they're brown. I don't know what they were, so.
Watch their, like, Chinese or something like that. Which is very different than East Indian.
A little bit. A little bit, as in a continent. Anyway, that's a good choice. Sorry, that one was really good. I know my number 1 easily. I'm just trying.
Yeah, we all know your number 1. You don't even have to tell us your number 1.
But blockers are so good that I think they almost took it away from me.
Yeah, use blockers.
Go, Jeff.
Okay, my number 3 is going to be Out Cold because I talked about it already. Raunchy ski hill comedy. that you have to be there to enjoy. It's not the raunchiest, but it's raunchy enough, right? Yeah.
I have to watch it. So
Yeah. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it might not be raunchy enough, so I'm going to switch it to Eurotrip only for Scotty Doesn't Know.
Nah.
Eurotrip's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, and what's her pickle from Buffy? She's cute in
The
that
one that
movie.
played Dawn.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very cute in that movie.
You're welcome. Anyway.
But the only thing I remember from that movie is Scotty Doesn't Know, and that's an incredible earworm, so it gets the number 3 spot for that.
All right. Oh my God. Just left.
Becky, look at
No.
her butt.
Oh my god.
This was your list!
Revenge of the Nerds.
Ooh, love it.
Part 2 is my favorite, but the first one was definitely more raunchy. But part 2 is my favorite. Boobs.
Yeah, but the boobs aren't even really there right now.
Yeah, but
That's more just like cleavage.
She
Yeah.
doesn't even have that
Cleavage.
great of boobs, really.
She was leaning.
Oh my god, we gotta talk about the armadillo scene here. Because I almost forget about this, where, like, he kills the... He's such a soft soul, right? Hits the armadillo. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? We can't take him to the vet. Tries to fucking kill the armadillo. Can't. And then they're just like, yeah, we think he's gonna make it after, like, beating the shit out of the armadillo, who's endangered.
And then they throw the crowbar and it lands into a cop car's windshield.
And that's the only reason they get arrested.
Yeah, it's funny because that scene reminds me a lot of Me, Myself, and Irene. With the
Oh,
cow.
yeah.
So,
Lori, your number 2 raunchy comedy?
We've already talked about it, and for me, it's Porky's.
Oh, Porky's was going to end up on my list, I think. Porky's is good, but I haven't seen it in so long now.
Sadly, watched it not that long ago.
Porky's is one of those movies that I would rent religiously from Video Update. Guess, like, every couple of months, I'd go rent it. Does Mallrats count as a raunchy comedy?
nah.
There's boobs.
Yeah.
There's more than one set of boobs in that movie.
Joey's.
And there's the topless fortune teller.
Oh, yeah. Priscilla Barnes.
I think that counts as a raunchy comedy, does it not?
It's a stretch, but I'll take it.
Well, I don't know. Okay, Corey, you're number 2.
It's a toss-up between, so I'm going to kind of give like a 2A, 2B, between Fired Up and, what's it called? Not Another Teen Movie.
Is Not Another Teen Movie raunchy?
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so.
I like when they do the foreign exchange students, so because they hint on so much American Pie. She comes into the school office and she's completely naked already, and she's like talking about like the secretary's talking about getting her class. She's like, "Oh, I'm not here for classes. I'm here to be the affection for one lucky virgin or something like this." So they're totally spoofing American Pie. So, but her name is Areola. So yeah, that one, those two for sure. So I go back and forth. Like Fired Up is such a... I'll watch that movie at least once a month. But Not Another Teen Movie is so great.
Apparently I don't watch a lot of raunchy movies because I'm like struggling to come up with raunchy
So,
movies.
and then now that one came. And then like I said, my number 1 will be easy. So
Laura, your number 1?
The Good Boys.
I've never seen Good Boys.
You've never seen Good Boys?
I've never seen Good Boys.
So it is about this group of 13-year-olds who end up finding drugs, and their biggest thing is that, like, they're horny. They're horny preteens. But the whole movie is how they find these drugs, and they're trying to get them back to these girls that got them, and yeah. It's a good movie. You gotta watch it.
With some good boys in it, eh?
With some good boys, yeah.
I honestly can't think of a number 1. I was grasping at straws with my first 2 I threw out there. Because the more I thought about it, How Cold's not really a raunchy comedy, is it? It's kind of raunchy.
Animal House.
Sausage Party?
I've never seen Sausage Party.
That's probably not a bad thing.
Probably not.
I don't really consider Clerks a raunchy comedy. If Clerks is considered a raunchy comedy, then that would definitely be my number 1. But I don't think it falls under that, even though it's got some raunchiness in
37 in a row?
Oh.
Dirty Grandpa. There's a lot.
Yeah, I guess they're not movies that generally... And I don't want to take Corey's number one. So,
You saw The Girl Next Door, didn't you?
well, yeah, that wouldn't be... Like, Porky's was an emotional favorite for me back in the day, and I quite loved American Pie. So it would be like an American Pie Porky's thing to... And Corey, what's your number one?
It would be American Pie.
Which obviously was going to be...
And I mean, part 2 is more raunchy than part 1
Yes.
by a long shot. But...
The first 3 American Pies is one movie.
Yes.
You know, that should have almost been brought up on our Perfect Trilogy. Because that's...
Yeah,
was
although
only-
I still enjoy Reunion. Like, quite a bit. Like, it's honestly, I like it more than the first, or the second 2, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
So, I like Reunion as a standalone from... Or not so much a standalone, but...
Like from the first one?
From the first one, not as part of...
Of the 4 of them?
Yes.
The Reunion does kind of work that way, but it doesn't as well, right?
Well, like you said about treating him as one movie, it really is. It's Jim's turn to adulthood.
Yep.
And then Reunion, like I said, they're the same age as me. So all the crap that happens to them now they're older and then all these younger kids, like, that's me. Like, that movie will always be me.
I wouldn't want to give her a hug either.
I love how she's like, give me a hug, and she's taking a shit in the fucking jailhouse. Oh... There's so many jokes in this movie. This is a good, funny...
Do they even have community jail cells anymore?
Oh, guarantee it. Oh, look, it's
In the
the
States, probably.
Yeah, probably.
it's the glory hole guy.
Yeah.
So we could probably talk about the ending of this movie, eh?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
They stole the car, and they finally get to where they're going, where they meet up with the girl that he wants to meet up with, but turns out their whole plan the whole time was to steal the car.
Yep.
And blah, 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 shit happens. And then, what's it called? Marsden comes in, and he finds them, and there's a huge fight scene, which is hilarious.
The one car thief actually seems pretty reasonable. He seems like a cool guy, actually.
And he's only in it to get laid.
Yeah. Like, do you have to show them the boobs every time?
Okay, he's a conservative car thief.
I love the unhinged donut. I think that's my favorite part of this movie, where he's just like, I'll shoot! You don't have the guts to do it. You ever been shot in the leg?
Ian, you're working the most. I know, shut up!
Hands up! Puts the one hand up. Both of them. The other one doesn't move.
It's foam, sir!
And, you know, Felicia throwing himself at her, I was like, you know, she didn't go about it the right way, but, like, such a douchebag. Like, I'm surprised how quickly she turned around on that. Like, oh, we just have sex with me.
Well,
Like,
Okay.
yeah, he should have just went for that,
Yeah.
right? You should have just, like, fuck yeah.
well, in a way, too, it's probably because he had been put in the friend zone for so long that he was like, no.
Like, I'm glad they kept... I think it's a better movie. Well, I don't know if it's a better movie, but it added a lot to the movie with the final fight scene, but they could have totally ended the movie with him deciding not to go see her and just
Yeah.
ending up with Felicia.
Yeah.
Like, I almost think that would have been a sweeter ending, right?
I'm actually, like, first time watching this, was surprised that they actually met up.
Yeah. Well, would it...
Like,
would it
and
have
that-
been...
that- and that she was her.
I think it was it's got a better scene because of what they did. Like, there were scenes that were really good that came out of the way they ended it. But if they would have just ended it with them having sex and not going to meet up with the girl, I think that would have been a better ending to the movie and it made it a better movie altogether. If to rewrite a movie. I mean, just start sucking his dick. That's what she should be doing. Just like,
Yeah. Work it. Work
work
it.
it.
Why is he wearing an ascot now?
Because he's taking advice from the other one.
He looks more like Fred than Clark Duke did.
He's got a very Fred
If he
look.
was blonde, he would be identical.
Man,
Okay,
Freddie
so-
Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
They
Great
did
casting.
really good.
Great. That actually never read that before. Someone says, "What's the movie with the greatest casting?" And somebody showed the Scooby Doo movie
Mm-hmm.
because it really was perfect.
Oh,
Well, at least for the gang. But
Right.
yeah,
But those who absolutely hated those roles.
did they really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I heard they were doing another one.
They're supposed to be, but they went and they asked Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle if they would do them again, and they both said no.
Well,
See, I heard
they're-
they were coming back.
they're too old.
Well,
Like,
it could
I
be
know-
their kids. I don't know.
I know friggin' what's his pickle will do Shaggy till the day he dies.
He's
Matthew Lillard.
getting old too.
Yeah.
Holy man, I saw him recently, and dang,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, all the people from our youth are getting old, right?
by proxy, we're getting
Yeah.
old.
Hey, listen to old man Gen X over here, eh?
I'm like 1 year off of being out of Gen X, but I'm still Gen X.
Hey,
And I'm proud of it, damn it.
Old man Gen X, eh?
I am like the absolute epitome of Gen X.
Yeah.
You very much are.
Like I love the I love the old ways. I love the old things, but I love electronics. I love texting. I love online things. I don't do video games anymore. I kind of grew out of that. Even like the only thing I played near the end was hockey, but even then I haven't played that in a while. Like I don't do anything to do with video games anymore. But I don't even go down the YouTube rabbit hole anymore. Which, by the way, we're on YouTube now, so come check us out.
Oh, are we? Thank you, Andrew. Steven?
I thought it was a group thing.
Yeah,
So
I thought that were co.
So far, it's just Steven.
Thank you, Steven.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
I think they've got the last episode up and
Hey,
gone,
if we start running a deficit and we pay them money, a percentage of what we make, does that mean they have to pay a percentage of the deficit?
yes.
Sweet. Nice. Oh, man, he's about to kick. I love that James Martison coming in about to kick his ass, and then he's just like, he plays the gay card.
Right? No little brother of mine is.
Is going to be gay. And then now we can talk about the end of the movie.
Yeah, so James Marsden throughout this entire movie is like the jockiest, douchiest,
Homophobic.
yeah. Like he's always calling, "Don't be a fag, you're a fag," and no brother of mine's gonna be a fag, and then at the end of the movie he comes out
Look how he pinches his brother's
and
nipple.
lifts him up by that. Like, ow.
So would it not be? He's the most homophobic gay person in the.
Well, it's one of those things they hide
Right.
it, and the most homophobic person is usually the gay one.
Yep.
So
Like, so you guys think that actually makes the movie more offensive, eh?
A little bit. Like, not even the whole movie, just his character.
Like, maybe because I'm not a man of that persuasion, but I would have thought that would have made the movie less offensive, but maybe I guess am not understanding what's offensive.
well, I guess it's because it's stereotyping, right?
Yeah.
Is it a stereotype that a homosexual man is homophobic?
It's a stereotype by definition. Is it true a lot of times? Yes, but
Yes.
so are most stereotypes. So
But then again, like, that's like watching. I cannot remember the name of the TV series, but it's got. Either way, there's two gay guys in it, and they're both very feminine. That's like saying that all gay guys are very feminine.
Well, like,
Totally not true. And we'll discuss that after we're off there.
yeah, I've got
Oh, wow,
my own
that
things
one.
to say, but I don't want to bother people that much.
Exactly.
well, like you probably could have like left that part out, and now it's
Yeah,
now
y'all,
there's too many questions.
y'all are gonna sleep in fear now. So.
Right?
What's Corey thinking? oh, look, he's got their prom picture as his screen. I totally thought I was going to be this old guy, didn't you guys?
I did
yeah.
at first, yeah.
I'm just like,
Well,
you
that was the
waiting for
point,
somebody.
too, yeah. So.
Oh, God, it is a creepy old guy.
I think what's funny is the fact that the movie was like set up to be catfish, and it wasn't.
And then it was?
And then it was.
But it really, I mean,
She
it
didn't
was
lie
still
about
her.
her
Yeah,
appearance.
she was her. Her motive was to steal the car.
Mm-hmm.
If he wouldn't have put up that car, then she probably wouldn't have done anything.
And she definitely doesn't have that Kentucky accent.
No. She's pretty smoking.
She's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break here, guys. And then after the break, we're going to come up with our final thoughts and where it belongs in the video store. So now that we're back, I don't even think this one needs to happen, but where does this one belong in the video store?
Like I said, it's like freaking 2 scenes shy of being a porn, but it's not, so obviously comedy.
Sausage Party was closer to a porn than this was.
And that was a cartoon.
And that one was a cartoon, but it was still closer to a porn.
I don't think there's as much boob in Sausage Party, is there?
There's no anything. They're food items, but there's
There's
still
a hot dog fucking the bun.
Yeah.
But there's like... He's like fucking the Amish girl in this movie.
What, you see nothing. You
Yeah.
see more with the
You
food
see
treatment.
side boob.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Floppy side boob.
You see more with the food than you do with this movie.
We're at the end of the movie, and it makes me so happy that they actually returned to the Amish community to do some chores.
And then Clark Duke decides to stay there.
Yeah.
In a way, it's because the car just needed to be fixed again.
Well, we all almost cried when that truck hit it, right?
I did. A poor car.
Yeah. And, like, you don't even notice it. Like, I didn't know they had a fucking auto body shop in the Amish
Yeah, no shit.
thing,
Like,
eh?
With their...
where are they finding those fenders? Like those quarter panels, they can't pound those out and make them look that good.
Seth Green says, oh, you know, about labor and parts, about $4,000. That'll cover the damage.
And then he says that he's fucking with him. So...
Yeah, but is he fucking with him when he says he's fucking with him?
I don't think so.
You don't know.
Existential crisis.
I don't, with how, like, stone-faced he goes, I'd pretty much say no, but then he sends him away anyway.
Yeah, you don't know. The dirt bike flip over in the background. I can't believe he'd let his brother take the car. Though I guess they can't all fit on the dirt bike, so.
Right?
Yeah.
And now he's proud of his brother because...
Mm-hmm.
He was a man.
But he's not really a man. Oh,
he shot the guy in the leg. Like, that's...
And then he pinned him down.
Right?
there is comedic gold with a donut holding a fucking gun. Like, there is just something about that.
Now, is it comedic gold with the donut holding the gun or the donut calling the guy a stain?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Freeze Buddy, you're a fucking stain with the donut. He's got his foot on it.
Dude, you're working them out. I don't give a shit.
He plays... I'd almost like to see him in like a more serious role because as an unhinged character in a donut suit, he does it.
Right?
So here's a weird question. We've done 69 movies. Well, not movies.
Episodes.
Like episodes. Is this the funniest movie we've done?
Ooh. You know what? I'm trying to think of one funnier. Like, Grandma's Boy I laughed pretty hard through,
Grandma's
too.
was pretty great.
But I think this is the funniest one we've done yet.
And like I
still
said,
think
the
Deadpool
average
is.
Joe Blow movie watcher does not know this movie.
What were you saying, Laura?
I still think Deadpool was.
Oh,
Yeah,
Deadpool
we
was
did do-
pretty fucking
And Deadpool
funny.
and Wolverine we did do. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this one rates up there with them?
I still think... Oh, Deadpool Wolverine was...
Yeah.
Man, a laugh riot, but...
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine is my favorite theater experience in the last probably 10 years.
10 years,
Yeah.
eh? I don't know if I'd go that far back.
With how often I go to the theater, I can agree.
I still almost cried when... Actually, I legitimately swell up every time I watch Endgame and Captain America goes, Avengers Assemble. That is probably my favorite cinematic or
Because
theater
he
experience.
says it. For the first
Yeah.
time in all of them, he actually says it.
Okay, fine. 6 years.
But yeah, it's been a good long time since I've had that much fun.
Yeah.
So was her dick cousin already fighting with her new husband, or was that the dad?
No, there was the new husband.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Look at Brad trying to come out of the closet here.
And then dad gets all... See, and this is where you find out where he gets it all from, because of the way dad reacts. And dad's all pissed off.
Yeah, he brings his boyfriend to Christmas.
And they're wearing like sweaters.
Like, he goes from ultra jock douchebag to like sweater vest.
Apparently he's dating Milli Vanilli. I don't know.
That does look like Milli Vanilli. Oh my God. We don't know which Millie, if it's Vanilli or which one, but like, you know, it's, yeah.
So, being a dumb kid that I was, I always thought that Gino Vanelli was one of Milli Vanilli.
Really?
I was a dumb kid.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, look at this really, like, terrible sex scene.
I hate in movies when they show vanilla sex, because it's supposed to be loving and romantic, but nobody wants to watch a movie for vanilla sex. They want rough, raunchy sex.
Then get a porno!
Oh, God, it was the first mainstream movie I could remember with, like, rough fucking sex was, 3,000 Miles to Graceland. I just remember, like, the sex in that movie being, like, hard and awkward, and first time watching it, because I was still pretty young when that came out, I'm just like, whoa, this is shocking. Like, oh.
Anyway, Jeff, where does this movie belong in the video store?
I never even said where it
Oh, obviously.
Laura, where does this movie belong in the video store?
It's a comedy.
Yeah. Anyway, we thought we were in final thoughts and there was more movie to talk about.
Yeah,
so now we're done. Now we're good. So final thoughts, Jeff, you can start.
My final thoughts, it's I almost want to give it higher than a Temple of Doom, but it belongs in that Temple of Doom region. I want to give it a Temple of Doom and a half a Raiders. I actually quite love this movie.
That's a good rating. That's a solid rating.
Most of these raunchy comedies land firmly in Temple of Doom for me. But this
borderline Crystal Skull, because really most raunchy comedies are terrible movies.
Yeah.
So,
but this one's got a lot more heart than your average one, right? And I don't know, I quite like the cast in it. Like, they've got some good people in here. Maybe the Seth Green Amish angle sweetens it up for me a little bit. I don't know what it is. Maybe the innocence of the fucking donut costume, because I love all the donut costume stuff. But yeah, it's a solid Temple of Doom with a half a Raiders of the Lost Ark for me. Laura, what's your final thoughts on Sex Drive?
It's not as good as Blockers. I'll still give it a solid 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But Blockers was better for me.
Well,
and it's not because of John Cena.
You can't. We're not judging this upon. As my rating system kind of does judge upon other movies, but we're not judging upon other movies. So I guess. So it's never mind. Disregard what I was just saying because I realized I was being a hypocrite.
So it's still a 3 out of 5, but. Probably because it's just a stupid teen movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only going to get a 3 out of 5. Because it is just a stupid teen movie. It's not even coming of age. It's just a stupid teen movie.
You know what's funny about this? Sorry to steal your thunder. As far as it being a raunchy sex movie, I don't feel that this is a teenage movie.
No, they're not teenagers in this movie.
No, but nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. It's just like, you always see like, things like American Pie, you had a lot of kids watching that movie. You know what I mean, like by kids, like 15 and up type.
This one was more
but this one, it feels like adults should be watching this movie, not because of the subject matter, because that should be a given. But I'm talking just in general. It's almost too deep to be a teenage movie.
And in that sense, it is. But it's still, to me, it's still a teen movie.
I don't know if it's deep.
Well, I don't know what I'm trying to figure out. What to say.
It's deeper than not another teen movie. How about that?
Well, that's a very low bar, but okay.
Wow.
Corey, what's your final thought on this movie?
I'm glad, even though it wasn't my pick, it's basically my pick.
What are we pointing at?
What the fuck is that crawling on your curtain?
It's a moth.
Is that only a moth?
Yeah, it landed on me first.
Okay.
Anyway,
the moth is going to kill you.
Probably.
Richard Gere, Mothman Prophecy. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's a lot more solid. Like I said, I love this movie. because like I've always talked about how much Fired Up is like my go-to movie. I forgot how much I love this movie. Like when I was at Blockbuster, I rented this movie all the frickin' time. But I never did buy it. Like I don't own this movie, and I should, but I don't. And either way, solid watch, funny movie. Like Jeff said, a little bit of heart just to keep us honest. Do I go to 10 or 5? I can't remember what I do.
I vary depending on what we're doing.
Yeah, I think sometimes you do.
What the fuck, hey?
Right?
Oh, geez, I was wrong about this movie being a modest hit, because it was a flop. It was definitely a flop.
It doesn't seem like it should have been a theatrical movie. So
it had a budget of $19 million and it made 18.8.
Oh,
Yeah, which this movie deserved a better outcome than that.
I think. Well, and this movie still, like I said, Joe Blow moviegoer doesn't know about this movie, and it's a crying shame because as far as these type of movies goes, it's one of the better ones. And either way, I'll go out of 5 too, just to keep close to it. But I'll give you a little more generous, not by much, 3.5 out of 5.
I feel like this movie probably made its money back on DVD sales.
Well, especially when they created that special edition.
Mm-hmm. But like this movie deserved a better fate than it got. It's very underrated.
but that's one of the things though. Is there's some really good movies out there that flopped, and it's not because of the average person. It's because of the critics that they hire.
Well, it's kind of a criminal issue of movies today, right? Like sometimes a movie takes some time to find its audience, and it's even harder today for that to happen.
I like what they said about The Crow, the new one. Like, it's getting shit on upon shit on, which I'm excited to watch it. I'm not going to lie. But either way, and the director is like, people need to get out of their basement and get outside more and stop being so critical online.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it is. It's like Madam Web was the first victim of it this year. The critics, or the audience, tore it apart, which caused not people to want to watch it. Even though other people watching it could have loved it, but they kept hearing all the bitching, and so they didn't watch it.
It's like you and I talking earlier, Jeff, when I said that I want to do the new Beetlejuice, and you said that it could suck. I really don't give a shit what the movie's like. Michael Keaton's coming back to play Beetlejuice.
I'm going to Deadpool again on Tuesday with Lisa to take her.
Nice.
And then on next Tuesday, I'm going to Beetlejuice.
Right.
So
we might have to do Beetlejuice on the podcast. I was wondering whether or not we wanted to do the new Crow, or if we wanted to do Beetlejuice. I wasn't really leaning towards either one, but I know both you guys are kind of leaning towards that. So if one of you guys want to make a suggestion for one of those two movies, I will be open to it.
I think Beetlejuice would be the smarter bet because, like I said, I think The Crow is past the point of redemption.
Yeah.
People have shit on it, and it's over. Like,
yeah.
So I'm gone the 19th to the 27th.
Well, Beetlejuice comes on the 6th, so.
That works.
But
So it's not this Friday coming up? Or no, it is for this Friday
this
coming
Friday
up, sorry.
coming up.
Yeah.
But our next one's supposed to be Army of Darkness. So we'd have to do Army of Darkness and then Beetlejuice.
Well, Army of Darkness is flexible, right? There's no theme that's following it. There's no... Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Beetlejuice?
But we're going to wrap this up, guys. Laura, what's going on in your world?
Launching into Scouts. Busy, busy, busy. Block party coming up. Registration night.
Oh, the block party. Everyone get excited about that. That's next weekend.
Right. We're actually going to teach you some scouting crap for free. Again, but registration night on Thursday. And then other than that, 20th anniversary. That's the biggest thing in my world.
Congratulations,
Wow.
making it
You're
to 20 years.
old.
Right? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not old enough to have a 20th anniversary, that's for
you
sure.
got married way later than I did.
Mm.
I mean, I'm on 22, but whatever.
Right.
It's not a competition here, Corey.
No, but
you're-
if it is, I won.
Technically, Mike wins.
Mike's old.
not that Corey's better than you, Laura. Corey's just better than you.
Yeah.
Right. By a whole 2 years, you're better than me. Okay.
Corey, what's going on in your world?
Work. But the new Blockbuster box, and I say new now because I got a new box. It's bigger, it's badder, it's double-sided.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you so much to the Men's Shed for putting that together.
Wait a second, I got a question. How is it batter?
Badass batter?
Badass better?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Because
Yeah.
like better and batter, those are like they kind of contradict.
So it's Batter.
Batter.
As in like cookie dough.
Bigger and batter.
Yeah.
Bigger and batter.
There
Gotcha.
you go.
Gotcha.
I'm getting some great donations. I've had some people around the community give me some movies. I've had the database in Tofield has been absolutely phenomenal for supplying some inventory. I've got Rose City Tinting getting me some logos. I've got... It's funny, when I did my shout out, I said, and the retro, just because Carmen and Dave are awesome.
Right.
I got to remind everyone to keep up with the water restrictions. The lake and river levels are low this year. We're currently in a bit of a drought situation, though it's not being talked about. So everyone, please do your best to conserve water right now.
Actually, I stopped watering my plants and my grass because of it. So
Yes, as was mandated to do.
yeah, but
You were allowed every other day.
right. You were allowed every other day, but I stopped doing it completely, and I've still driven by people midday running their sprinklers for hours.
Well, there is. I do water my garden out at the farm, but we get that from slough water, and there is other avenues. Like, my suggestion is to people, start collecting your rainwater.
Yeah, rain barrels. Yes.
Yeah, rain barrels, and start using that for if you want to water yards and garden. Rain barrels is your answer. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Nope, lost my train of thought. All right.
No, not on this show.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Retro is important, though.
Was the kitchen stove left on? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I just changed an outlet before I got here, so nothing's burnt down yet. So
That you know of.
that I know. As soon as I screwed it in and tested it, I'm like, okay, bye.
Corey, there's a sizzling noise. The door is closed.
Yeah.
So, what else is going on in your world, Jeff?
Well, I'm with you. We're starting scouts here soon.
Actually, big change in scouts for us too.
Oh yeah. Laura is going down to the lower section now.
I am
Really?
our section lead, and Jeff, I gave the reins of Akela to Jeff this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. 8
Crazy.
years, 8 years of being Akela, and I finally gave him over.
Well, you're gonna love playing with the otters. They're lots of fun down there.
Wait. Right, never mind. I got the... Because I'm still thinking old terminology. I was
Yeah,
confused for a
he's
second.
down with the beaver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Which coincidentally, I tried convincing Lisa to come back, and
I
she
heard,
told
actually.
me no.
She only said no for one reason.
Yes, she told me no for one reason. If
Yeah.
that other reason was not there, I might have gotten her.
She said the same thing. She probably would have.
Yeah.
Aww.
So we still may convince her yet. I unfortunately am mentally checked out of that role, but I absolutely love and support you guys for it. So
Well, and along with scouts, me and Corey have a thing coming up here this month. The Gong Show we got to
September
prepare for.
20th.
September 20th, coming up fast here, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I can't come watch it.
Oh, it's gonna be a good show.
We'll have it taped.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got we both have an act that's going to be gong worthy, I do believe, or non-gong worthy.
And then our side gig.
Yeah, we've got a side gig that me and Corey need to work on that we're quite excited about. So.
I hung out with Mike the other day at the Daily.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And he's pretty excited too. So
And Jeff and I need to get together and plan camp.
Mm.
when you said you went camping, I thought you guys did your family camp already. I'm like, that's way too early.
No. We're working on the family camp here. So.
October 18th to 20th is family camp.
It's a late one.
It is.
It's
But-
usually in September.
Usually, but because we don't start till middle of September, we're doing
Oh,
it.
okay.
But, for all those out here in Radio Land tonight, we have to say goodbye.
Adios.
Have a good night.
Is that it?